Good evening and welcome back to the Grey Cricketer. Say it with me now. Brought to you by ACO, India's leading digital insurance company. Australia finished the day 251 for 3. Pez, I'm going to put that to you in great terms. Ah! I've had enough. I've had enough of this shit. 3 wickets. Oh, come on. Come on. You know, at least we saw 100 today. Oh, man. Early doors. Rizwan's getting him on the fingers. Double bounces. Fuck me. You know, I saw, fucking hell, what's his name? I've already forgotten his name. Head of the PCB.
Ramiz Raja.
Do this every single time. Thank you. Ramiz Raja has already said that, you know, they've recognised they're going to do a complete overhaul of Pakistan wickets. That's it's still great hospitality in Pakistan, sensational. No one's questioning that. It's great that Australia are there. Fucking hell, man, this could be the longest series in history. I feel like this wicket might have something, but come on, thoughts?
I was enjoying where you were going with it until you threw in your little caveat at the end. Oh, there might be something later. If there's something later, then it's okay. I think Australia was going really well. It was sort of at 4.5 and over. It was footloose and fancy free gear. Starting to think maybe these guys have had the shackles on them for the last few years. Maybe it's all JL stuff. And, because we all try and railroad our own narratives in, however accurate or not they are. But then Pakistan, after tea for 20 overs, just started bowling outside leg and brought everything down and basically stopped the game. And it was really grim. That shit started to get real grim. And, you want to get contrarian about it because you see everyone now, they're going foot outside leg. This is against the spirit of cricket. The umpires have got to get involved. And there's a couple of wides here and there. And then you want to get contrarian and go like, well, why are they doing this? Why are they trying to curtail Australian runs? Is it because Australia is, they're a tempo team? If you actually kind of hold them back, they struggle. Is it because, Steve Smith got out that way last time? They're playing games with us. Why don't Australia just get the fucking broom out? With a side mouth. Just get the fucking broom out, no problem. If you can just broom
out, boys.
It's the reason why you can only put 2 behind square. You're not allowed to bowl there. Australia was happy to let that happen as well. And then that really took the gloss off anything being achieved in the day, apart from, of course, Usman KHAWAJA scoring 100 in his homeland. That aside, we'll get to Uzi. I mean, there's been fucking 8 innings from openers, so far. 4 of them have been tons. It's actually rare not to score one.
So far, Fawad Alayam has not caught a ball. He's not stopped a ball. He's not had a stick. And it's fucking midway through the series. He's got the all-time thanks for coming award. But maybe he'll get a go this game. I don't know just yet. Okay, the 3 things. We'll talk straight from the top. Probably the most interesting thing for a little while. Selections. Australia's 464th Test cricketer Pez. I think it's 464. I might have got that wrong, but I'm just a numbers guy. I live and breathe and get off on numbers. I asphyxiate myself to numbers.
Yep. I can confirm that.
And so he's going to get a game. That's going to make a lot of people happy. Of course, a lot of people saying first leg spinner in a decade. Well, also Alana King, in the women's team is doing great stuff for the Australians in the World Cup there and played in the Ashes. So there's that as well.
But in the men's, you're woke scolding that. I like it. That's a good woke scold.
I don't know. But, a leggy, it's good. It's good. I like something new for the eyes. A new baggy. And the new baggy, like a brand new baggy, never looks good. Never looks good. It's got to be worn in, And I like that. Humiliation.
I will. I think it's actually, very true to the theories that we posit out there, which is, like you're never good. You finally, realise your dream of playing for the Australian men's cricket team, and I'll say men's to avoid the woke scolding. You get your baggy green, but the baggy green is of a deliberately difficult green hue from a fashion perspective, because if you want to start looking better, you've got to play more games and put more beer on it. If you do drink beers, and it has to fade appropriately, and you just never make it. In fact, you've really achieved doyen status when the baggy green actually disintegrates. When it, you put so much alcohol on it and mistreat it so much that you actually all it is plastic brim, like a skeleton.
You have to denigrate the product so much. Henceforth, celebrating the thing that we all aspire to. You know, like and of course, when you achieve the pinnacle of your career and the life goal that you've worked towards in this pyramid scheme, and the Australian cricket team is a pyramid scheme, famously.
Of course, everyone knows that.
And so what you have to do is you have to binge drink to celebrate that. I was reading this week about how Courtney Cox doesn't really remember filming most of Friends. I'm not sure if that was an alcohol thing as well, but that's also a great thing about playing for the Australian cricket team, Pez. You just want to binge drink to celebrate the successes of achieving this status. And we saw this in Mitchell Swepson's brand new baggie.
That's right.
It's a difficult green.
Hey, it's a difficult green. To achieve fashion ends, most people concentrating on Usman Khawaja's wonderful 4-minute speech, his Queensland captain in his homeland, which needs to be said. Yeah, from my perspective, it was more like, God, he's gonna have to. He's gonna see how he goes with the difficulty of this green.
Green's not really in 2022. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Cameron Green, who's always in. Now, Pakistan. Nazim Shah out, Iftikhar Ahmed out, Hassan Ali in, Fariam Ashraf in. The interesting thing is that Australia basically added a spinner and withdrew a pacer, and Pakistan added a pacer and withdrew a sort of all-rounder / spinner in Iftikhar. So they're now they're even now, kind of 2 and 2. They've got their tactics pretty similarly set. There. What else? Just some other setting up shit. Here goes Karachi, coloured seats. Doesn't look like there's heaps of people there, but it's weird. Like on the TV, you can't hear a lot of atmosphere, but then when you listen to like SEN radio, as is my want, it sounds fucking loud. They're outside. So all the journalists are saying the atmosphere is amazing, just doesn't translate on TV somehow. I like Karachi because it's 33 as well, so we're getting some Pakistan shit. Starting to look a bit more mystical, a bit more dust stuff, a bit more stuff that, connects me to childhood, and that's all that matters. Better hues, speaking of the green, better hues of light and that sort of shit.
Yeah, I've got a bit of an issue, Pez, with the Pakistan crowd for Karachi, given that I've seen now multiple signs which are just copied from the first test, which got a lot of airtime, and blokes have just gone, well, that just got airtime. I'm going to copy the exact same banner, and I'll get myself. I'm not down to that. We've seen what's happened with Dua Lipa with some copyright issues there as well. So it's not for me, that stuff, mate.
Yeah, that was my first thought, actually. Mate. Oh, that's some Dua Lipa stuff. I mean, isn't that just an extension of Twitter? It's just like, you're doing the old meme form, are you? Yeah. That feeling when.
Oh, yeah. I say, yeah. Sort of a verb there, and then you sort of, suffix it. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Let's get into the second thing. UZZIE does it again. Now, I'll put this in context, Pez, where Marnus is the number 1 test batter in the world somehow, but I don't actually know if Marnus has ever been Australia's best batter in the team. I feel like even when he won the test player of the year, Steve Smith was off the back of the 2019 Ashes, and he was the best player, and now Marnus is the number 1 test batter, runs himself out here today. But Usman, in his last 3 games, he's got 300s. He's got 300s and a 90 in his last 3 games. Sydney, Hobart,
he failed, but yeah.
Yeah, so 4. So for his last 4 tests, including the first one here is Islamabad. So his last 4 tests, 300s and a 90. And he looks sensational. Like, he's hitting the ball under his eyes. He looks really good. Really good. He's Australia's best batter at the moment, I reckon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's just great to see 3 figures next to somebody. I'm very happy for UZZIE. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I'm on a thread with my dad and my uncles and a couple of cousins, and some of them were detractors, insofar as UZZIE being an opening bat. And so, I've had an absolute whale of a time tonight here in Darwin at home, just calling out some of those detractors on the thread. UZZIE, I don't know. Every time Usman scores 100 now, firstly, enjoy it, be in the present. Let the thoughts come and go. You just be the ocean, of course. That's headspace shit. But also, but also don't be in the present. Be in the past. Fuck, it would have been good to have Usman around for the last couple of years. I'll give you the tip.
Yeah.
2 ways of thinking about it. One, productively and healthily, and the other one, kind of toxically.
11 test hundreds for UZZIE and averages 44 in test cricket. There's probably not that many blokes knocking about in in Test cricket at the moment. Certainly not in the West Indies England series, who average anywhere near that. So it's one of those ones where there's definitely some lost years with Usman Khawaja, but we're getting it now. He's opening batting, scoring hundreds. I like it. Let's get into the last thing, Pez. It was Australia's day, no doubt about that. There's odd timings of wickets today where Australia get off to a good start with a near 100-run partnership with Warner and Khawaja. Then Marnus gets a run out quickly after that, and then it's sort of 2 for 100 at lunch, and you think Pakistan will take that. And then Australia take control, and then Pakistan get the wicket with 6-7 balls left in the day. It's still Australia's day. You can't take 3 wickets in a day and claim it as your day. And I'll be the arbiter of who will be claiming the day and seizing the day indeed. But it's Australia's day, but a slow over rate, and it's like Australia's not that far ahead, it feels like, because, anything can happen tomorrow morning, but if Australia can be bowled out for 4-10 here, and it's like, it's probably just about par, it feels like. Though, if I can add something just before there, Pez, it does feel like this wicket, maybe, batting last might be hard. Or it could be easy. One of those two things, mate.
Great. Yeah, I thought it was definitely Australia's day before Smith's dismissal, but I don't think that, removing Australia's ownership of the day, not to be confused with Australia Day, which also, in my view, should be removed,
right.
Therefore means it's Pakistan's day. It just means that it's less of Australia's day. They have less ownership over the day, it's just hard to imagine the wicket breaking up just yet. Like, it's still offered more than Rawalpindi. Like, there was Warner nicked off. Warner got hit in the pads a few times. There was a bit in it for the seam up guys, and a couple of balls gripped here and there, and you can see some rough developing. So I think this pitch is going to do a little bit more, and just as it was with the Rawalpindi game, like, just don't know. I don't, I think someone like Steve Smith, God, man, there was 100 there for him, and maybe 200. I saw a really good tweet from Barney. Ronnie, I've got it here. Where is it? So I've just got lights in my eyes. Just got to turn those lights, please. There's a personal joke. A Steve Smith 100 when Marnus gets naught would be a kind of reset. I think their relationship needs this. But it wasn't to be. Khawaja's got to go on and get some runs. I think that's what was interesting about Pakistan bowling outside leg for 20 overs is that Australia were going at 4 and over, and I just personally felt like the best way for Australia to win this game was to bat once and bat big, and to go at a really good clip while doing so would have given them more time to make things happen in the match. And that Pakistan pulled it back in that final session, then got Steve Smith out. Just not sure if Australia might have a nose in front, but that's just because they've got runs on the board. What I'm really looking forward to in this game is seeing if Mitch Swepson can make an impact in the last innings, because it is an area where I don't feel like Nathan Lyon has ever really owned it. I know Swepo. I don't know him, but I know he's been really destructive for Queensland in the 4th innings in a number of Shield games the last couple of years. So I'm really interested to see if Australia can add that string to their bow, if they can go big in this inning. So Heady, Nathan Lyon's in now, but Heady, can he play on these surfaces? Cameron Green, still green. Carey, just 1 or 2 50s in his Test career. It can topple over pretty quickly. They still got heaps of work to do, Australia. If they can go big, I'd be really interested to see if their bowlers can actually get it done. Especially keen to see Swepson.
I'm not sure if you saw this, but when Hassan Ali ran in the wicket ball that he got Smith, he actually ran in and he fucking gave it these ones before he released the ball. He was doing some fucking shit. Jason Gillespie bird shit. He was running he did that.
Good shit.
Just distracting Smith, and it's got him. And he's an absolute screamer, by the way.
Mate, what a catch! I just look. Yeah. Here's a bet. Here's a bet. I think we'll wake up in the morning and there's going to be some news outlet will run a still image of what appears to be the ball touching the ground. Anyone, I'm sorry to do the fucking anyone who's played the game at any level thing, but he's fucking caught it. He caught that ball. He didn't. Yeah. He just caught it.
Caught it clean.
He caught it. I'm in the same. No, I'm not going to compare myself to George Bush with preemptive strikes, but I'm just preemptively saying fuck off if you're thinking that. I want Steve Smith to get 100 as well.
Yeah. Hashtag AskTGC brought to you by our dearest friends at ACO. Todd Duncan wrote in pairs. He said, hashtag AskTGC, thoughts on Square Leg calling one short on his own team last weekend? Big dick energy or complete psychopath? B1 subbies grade for context. So to give this context, he's playing some fucking wheelie bin park shit. He's got his mate Square Leg is umpiring, and he's called him one short. He's a stickler for the rules in his own team game. Are you having that? Are you having it?
Fuck, it's a really good... I know it's only like it's 140, 280 characters or something. I really would like more context than just the level it was at. I want to know the relationship between the guys. I just want to know what's happened before. I want to know if that umpire's already out. I want to know what's going on in his life because, like, I'm prepared to actually accept a few things with a little bit of context. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, today I saw on Facebook the guy who was reverend at my school, and I'll say it's my school, 20 years ago. He posted a little tribute to Shane Warne, pretty high up in Anglicans in the Anglican sphere, and also said that, by the way, I didn't think Shane Warne's hat-trick ball was out, and I was like, what? What the fuck does that mean? So obviously,
what?
I didn't write that, but then I went and looked at it again. I was like, no, there's absolutely no question that's come off Devin Malcolm's glove, and Boone's definitely caught it. And it's also squeezed out. I'm like, and it got me thinking a lot about him, and he's a man of judgment, and with a lot of impressionable minds. And I'm like that comment, like I don't think that was out. It was like that person should never umpire ever. Ever. The way he's wanted to insert himself into something there, and also being wrong. And so my point is with this question, like, I just need to know more about I need a psychological profile of the person who gave that decision before I actually decide whether it's good or not.
Well, that's it. Day one all ramped up, plus some psychopath shit at the end. Thanks to ACO as per usual. Thanks to you guys for watching and listening out there on the internet. We're back tomorrow night at the end of day two. Oh, it's early in the morning here in Australia. See you tomorrow.